Do you think once a Toyota hits 200,000 miles, it's too late to service the transmission? Touching it will instantly destroy it. Will fresh fluid make it slip and fail? This is what a lot of mechanics say. In this video, I'm testing that theory on a 200,000-mile Toyota with dark burnt fluid and shifting issues. No guessing, no internet myths, just real inspection, real service, and real results. Because sometimes the biggest repair bills don't come from servicing too late. They come from being too scared to serve at all, and what happened after the service shocked even me. Because this 200,000-mile Toyota didn't react the way everyone said it would. Let's see what happens in reality. The car I'm testing today is a 2008 Toyota Camry with 204,312 miles on the original transmission. No record of any fluid service. The fluid is dark brown, smells burnt, and there's a noticeable delay shifting between second and third gear. Now, according to AAA, the average American keeps a vehicle for about 12.5 years. S&P Global Mobility reports that the average age of vehicles on U.S. roads is now over 12 years, the highest it has ever been. That means millions of cars out there are well past 150,000 miles, and many of them have never had their transmission serviced. However, Toyota typically recommends automatic transmission fluid service between 60,000 and 100,000 miles, depending on driving conditions. This Camry, it has gone more than double that interval, twice. So this isn't just one car, this represents thousands of high-mileage Toyotas on the road right now. And today, we're going to find out what really happens when you finally service one. The symptoms. Before I touch a single bolt, I always drive the vehicle. That tells me more than any internet comment ever will. From a complete stop, there's a slight hesitation before second gear engages. Not a dramatic slip, no engine revving high, just a brief pause. Then, between the second and the third, there's a mild shudder. It feels like a small vibration, almost like driving over light rumble strips. Under moderate throttle, it feels a little lazy, not violent, not banging into gear. Just not sharp. Not as crisp as a healthy Toyota transmission should feel. At highway speeds though, it holds overdrive perfectly. No torque converter shudder at 60 to 70 miles per hour. That's important. A failing torque converter usually shows itself at steady cruising speeds. If this transmission were truly on its last legs, we'd see flare shifts. The RPM would jump without the car accelerating, or it would hesitate hard going into drive, or even refuse to move. None of that is happening. So now the real question is this: are we dealing with worn-out fluid that's lost its ability to do its job? Or are we looking at internal clutch damage that fresh fluid can't fix? And that's exactly where the gamble begins. If you are enjoying this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. This helps me bring you more honest car advice for my Toyota guys. What the internet says. Before making any move, I did what most people do. I checked the forums, Toyota Nation, Reddit, Facebook groups full of experienced advice, and the majority opinion was loud and clear. Don't touch it, just drain and refill. If you service it now, you'll kill it. Some people say fresh fluid has detergents that wash away debris that's actually helping worn clutch packs grab. Others argue that if the transmission fails after a service, it was already on its way out anyway. And honestly, there is some truth in that last part. According to Consumer Reports' long-term reliability data, Toyota and Lexus consistently rank in the top tier for drivetrain durability. That means these transmissions are built to last. But even the most reliable transmission still depends on proper fluid. Here's what many people forget. Transmission fluid is not magic glue, holding broken parts together. It's hydraulic fluid. It creates pressure to apply clutch packs. It lubricates gears. It removes heat. The Car Care Council states that fluid breakdown from heat is one of the biggest contributors to transmission wear. Over time, fluid loses its friction modifiers. It thins out. It oxidizes. It stops protecting internal components the way it should. Old fluid doesn't protect, it degrades. So is it really smarter to leave 200,000-mile fluid untouched? Or is that just fear passed down through the internet? There's only one way to answer that. Let's find out. The drain. What 200,000-mile fluid looks like. Thankfully, Toyota makes this part straightforward. This Camry has a drain plug built right into the transmission pan. No guessing, no mess of cracking the pan loose just to get fluid out. That's one thing I genuinely respect about Toyota engineering. They design these cars to be serviced, not fought with. When I pull the drain plug, the fluid comes out dark brown. Not cherry red, not even close. It looks tired, used up, and the smell, burnt, sharp. You can tell this fluid has seen some serious heat over the years. According to Valvoline's technical data, automatic transmission fluid performs best under 200 degrees Fahrenheit. For roughly every 20-degree increase above that, fluid life can be cut in half. Think about that. Over 200,000 miles. This transmission has gone through thousands of heat cycles, stop-and-go traffic, highway driving, summer heat, winter cold starts. Fluid like this doesn't stay healthy forever. Now it's time to drop the pan. Inside, there's a magnet designed to catch metallic wear particles. And yes, there is buildup, a fine gray metallic paste. That's normal. That's friction material and microscopic metal from gears doing their job over time. But here's the important part. There are no chunks, no heavy metal shards, no copper flakes. Just fine residue that you'd expect from a high-mileage transmission. That tells me something critical. This transmission isn't destroyed. It's worn, but it hasn't failed. And that difference changes everything. Now, let's talk about the part most people forget. The filter. Toyota automatic transmissions use a mesh screen filter. It's not like an engine oil filter with thick paper media. It's more like a metal strainer designed to catch debris before it circulates through the valve body. This one isn't completely clogged, but it is coated. There's a visible layer of fine debris sitting across the mesh, not enough to block it solidly, but enough to restrict the flow. And that matters. Automatic transmissions run on hydraulic pressure. Every shift depends on fluid pressure being delivered at exactly the right time. If flow is restricted even slightly, pressure drops. When pressure drops, shifts get delayed. Hesitation happens. Sometimes shudder follows. That hesitation we felt between the second and the third, this could be part of the reason. So yes, I'm replacing the filter. And here's something most people don't realize. According to the Automatic Transmission Rebuilders Association, a large percentage of transmissions that are labeled as failed are actually dealing with fluid contamination and pressure irregularities, not broken gears or destroyed clutch packs. In other words, sometimes the problem isn't catastrophic damage, it's neglected maintenance. And that's why this step matters more than people think. The service plan, what we're actually doing. Let me be very clear about something. I am not using a high-pressure power flush machine. Toyota does not recommend aggressive flushing equipment on high-mileage transmissions, especially when there are existing shift concerns. Forcing fluid through at high pressure can disturb debris too quickly and create problems that weren't there before. Instead, I'm following what Toyota service information actually supports. Simple, controlled, methodical. Here's the plan. Drain the old fluid, replace the filter, clean the pan and magnet, refill with the correct Toyota WS fluid, perform additional drain and refill cycles later if needed. Toyota WS fluid is a low-viscosity synthetic automatic transmission fluid designed specifically for Toyota's electronically controlled transmissions. It has the correct friction modifiers and viscosity profile these clutch packs were engineered for. Using the wrong fluid can cause immediate shift problems. I've seen it happen. We're not guessing here. We're doing it the right way. This transmission holds about 8.5 quarts total, but a single drain only removes about 3.5 to 4 quarts because the rest stays in the torque converter and valve body. So today we start with one drain and refill, then we drive it, then we reassess. The first drive after service. Fresh fluid is in, level checked properly at operating temperature just like Toyota specifies. Transmission fluid expands with heat, so checking it cold gives you the wrong reading. This is where a lot of DIY mistakes happen. Now comes the moment that makes most people nervous. From a dead stop, second gear, smoother, third gear, no hesitation. That small shudder I felt earlier, it's almost completely gone. Under moderate throttle, the shifts feel quicker. Not harsh, not aggressive, just cleaner, more controlled. Now for the highway merge test. This is where weak transmissions usually expose themselves. I accelerate firmly, watching the RPM, listening carefully. No flare, no slip, no RPM spike between shifts. It actually feels better, noticeably better. But this is where people jump to conclusions. Transmission engineers will tell you that fresh fluid can temporarily improve shift quality because it restores proper hydraulic pressure and friction characteristics. That doesn't automatically mean the problem is solved forever. The real test isn't the first 10 minutes. The real test is time, so I'm putting miles on it. 100 miles later, the real test. After 100 miles of mixed driving, city traffic, highway cruising, stop-and-go lights, here's what I'm seeing. No slipping, no new noises, no warning lights. Shift timing feels consistent and predictable. And most importantly, that hesitation between second and third gear is gone, completely gone. Now here's something important to understand. When I check the dipstick, the fluid isn't bright cherry red anymore. It's already slightly darker. That's not a failure, that's normal. Fresh fluid is mixing with old fluid that remained in the torque converter and internal passages. You never get 100% of it out in one drain. That's why experienced Toyota technicians often recommend multiple drain and refill cycles spaced out over time. Not a power flush, not a sudden shock to the system, a gradual refresh. And so far, this Toyota is responding exactly the way a healthy but neglected transmission should. Why some transmissions fail after service? Let's be honest for a second. Some transmissions really do fail after a fluid change. That part isn't a myth, but the reason matters. If the clutch packs are already worn beyond spec and the friction material is basically gone, no fresh fluid in the world is going to rebuild that. If a solenoid is mechanically failing or sticking from internal wear, fluid won't reverse metal fatigue. And if metal particles are already grinding through gears, the damage is already happening inside. Servicing doesn't create those problems, it exposes them. According to data shared by the Automatic Transmission Rebuilders Association, most post-service failures happen in transmissions that were already slipping before the service was done. That's a key detail. This Camry wasn't slipping. It wasn't revving high without moving. It was hesitating. That's not the same thing. And that difference changes the outcome. Final verdict. After 300 miles of real-world driving, highway runs, city traffic, and even some hard acceleration tests, here's the result. The transmission is operating smoother than it did before the service. There's no slipping, no flare shifts, no warning lights, no overheating issues. And here's something interesting. The onboard fuel economy calculation is showing about 1 mile per gallon better on average. That makes sense. Smoother, more efficient shifts reduce wasted energy during gear changes. When you should not service a high-mileage transmission, if your Toyota is already slipping, revving high without moving, refusing to engage in drive, or you find metal chunks in the pan, fluid won't save it. That's internal damage. But if it only hesitates, shifts a little roughly, has dark fluid, and has simply been neglected, servicing can absolutely help. Maintained Toyota drivetrains regularly reach 250,000 to 300,000 miles. That's proven. The myth debunked. Is servicing at 200,000 always safe? No. Is it automatically deadly? Also no. Old fluid isn't glue. It's worn out hydraulic oil. Replacing it doesn't kill transmissions. Neglect does. In this test, servicing improved shift quality. No slipping, no failure. So the too late after 200,000 theory? Not this time. If you found this video helpful, then be sure to watch the next one. where I'm breaking about one horrible mistake that kills your engine.